Hello, everybody. So, welcome back to the panel. Today, we're talking about the episode 15. I can't believe we actually went far this season before we had a mid season break. I thought it was going to happen like after episode 12. So, I was actually very shocked. But we're talking about episode 15. What are your general thoughts about the episode?
Do you know what? I actually felt it was all right. Considering this whole season has really given much, I actually felt like there were a lot of things that we could discuss that did come up. And yeah, like to be honest, what one thing that came out was these Scots do not know how to do business. But yeah, I will shut up and keep quiet, not say too much on the stage. But yeah.
Yeah, I definitely
Okay.
agree with that. It gave more than what it has been given. I say that it gave more for us to talk about. And when it comes to the Scots, absolutely, they gave us even more knowledge that they know absolutely
Yeah.
nothing.
I was
And those
embarrassed.
cameras,
I was embarrassed. So, now let's jump into the episode quickly. So the episode started off from what happened previous episode where Marsau confronted Stormi for $100 charge for setting a boot. This actually triggered me because if I can remember, the whole argument they had against Mel was that it was free, it was for the community, and they were giving back. I'm
mhm.
sorry, I've been to so many events that they say community. I can't believe they wanted people to pay. And if I can remember clearly, they got $100,000 sponsorship. So where did all this money go to?
Marcel said it, their pocket.
Yep, he was called.
Marcel admitted it, and he said they're broke. They're hard up for money, and he said that
So
they
he used
needed every
$100.
$100. Marcel admitted it. So that's where all that money goes to. And we clearly see that it's in Tisha's butt.
Plus, why didn't she get a tummy talk? I've been wanting to say that like for the longest. How would you
But
get a
she,
BBL without a tummy talk?
I think she got something to her belly. No, I actually
Yeah,
personally think.
her
No.
boobs, her
Did
look,
you
she
see
went and
the
got that
life
whole
of
mommy thing.
Martell? The life that she had, that Martell had yesterday. Did you see her stomach? She looked pregnant.
Oh,
Mm.
really? You sure it's not like a bad day, like bloatedness, like period week?
It's not bloated anything. It's the fact that she didn't do her stomach because her stomach is still straight. Normally, there's a BBL kind of look that they do have when they do like,
Absolutely.
ooh,
She probably
yes.
only had
She
money
doesn't
for
have
the
it.
booty. She probably only had money for the booty at this point. They had it like they
But
couldn't
listen,
save
if
enough.
you guys remember or recall, like this isn't her first BBL. Like this is like her third. And every
Yeah.
time, like if you look at the episodes, like she'll look small 1 minute, and then like you can see she gains the weight back, and then she'll go get another BBL, and then she'll gain the weight back, and then it's like it never
Probably she
takes.
needs to work out.
I hope she realizes that BBL is actually one of the most dangerous surgeries you could ever do. And to be able to get off the table after doing three, like you really shouldn't try again because not
Honestly.
anything can happen. Like it's one of the worst that she could do. She could literally get lipo on her belly if she wanted to or do something,
Right,
right?
like do something.
But like if you're getting your booty done all the time and you're like what do
You
you
can
want your
tell
booty
that
to look like?
they're a get rich quick schemer type. Like they want everything quick. They want the quick results. They don't want to have to really work for anything, whether it's their body, their business, anything. They don't want to have to work for any type of, you know what I'm saying, goal. So you can tell, like working out. Mm-mm. No, I don't see her wanting to try to work out. She'll go get
But it's
another
actually
BBL in her
crazy.
boob.
I don't know why people were coming for Stormy. People were like, oh, Stormy was not listening to them. You told Stormy nobody was paying. It is actually very unprofessional for you to tell me the terms and conditions for something. She took, as much as I have my problem with Stormy, she took her time. She has backlog of orders she needs to ship. She
Yep.
took her
Mm-hmm.
time was giving her free products. And what did you guys do then? Chase her down, shouting on her for $100. I think she's going to allow you. The thing is that the reason why Marcel was gagged here was that he's used to shouting on women,
Yes. And
Mm-hmm.
used to
used to
not
getting
having a
away with it.
reaction, as in not having, you see how Tisha just lets him do whatever? He's used to that
Mm-hmm.
behavior. He thought he was going to do that with Stormi, but I like how she gathered him real quick. I'm like, it's unacceptable, sir. If you are a proper business person, how dare you not tell someone that they will need to pay for a booth? If that is the plan, you should have let them know beforehand, right? You
Exactly.
can't
It
just
should
let
have
them
been
know
in
the
the
day. You should
portfolio.
have, exactly. And the thing is, you should have taken it on your chin and said, okay, do you know what? My bad. I didn't say to have lost that money. Not you going to go and meet the person on the day after they've already set up, asking them for $100.
A
Like, who
hundred
does that?
dollars
And
though.
what are
Like
you doing with that $100? What are you doing with it? Because
he
you said,
said it. Putting it
yep,
in his
he ain't pay
pocket.
nobody. Exactly.
It goes in his pocket. That is it. But this is my thing. You had a meeting. What was it? The night before, days before, whatever it was, before everything was set up, before there was anything inside of that space, when there was nothing but just chairs on the wall stacked up. You had everybody come in and you guys had a meeting and showed everybody the space. Why did you not ask for that $100 then? Why would you wait till the day of when she's already set up to ask for that? And better yet, when you knew that she was going to have a booth space and you asked her to put her space in there, when you gave her the portfolio, you should have said something about the $100. You didn't even give her the dimension. You didn't even tell her, like, hey, this is going to be the dimension of your booth. This is the space. This is how much you can use. Nothing. Like, you guys were so unprofessional. There was no real organization with this, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
because
And you
they
invited
wanted
her,
to
what, a day
surprise
before?
people.
Exactly, a
Yeah.
couple of days before. Like, seriously, very, very disorganized.
Call her on the
Yeah,
phone. You could have called
I
her.
agree
You could
with
have
this
texted her,
comment.
anything.
I think what Leandra is saying might be actually what happened. They wanted people to arrive and have no choice but to pay. I think
Mm,
you're right.
yeah.
I think you might be.
Yeah,
Because
it
it
was a
just doesn't make any
shakedown.
sense. If I made that mistake and I forgot to ask someone for money or let them know before, I would never do such behavior. But let's even assume I did. I wouldn't ask again. I would just take it as a loss from the event. I'm not going to go to them on the day to ask for money that I didn't tell them they would have to pay before. That's unprofessional.
But they were not even losing anything in the first place. The
Yeah.
entire event was filmed for the show, so the show was covering the whole thing. So let's not act like we do not know how these shows work.
Hmm.
Right. And if you really wanted this money, like regardless, when you had all these people setting up their booths, when you told them or even offered, or they came in and said, hey, we want to set up, we want to be a part of this expo, what can we do? What is the process? Whatever the case is, you put that in the memo for them. You put that in the, hey, this is how much it's going to be to rent this booth out, whatever the case is. And you give them the option then. If y'all had so many people, like the girl, the coordinator or whatever said, oh, we had so many people that, I didn't want to turn people away. Okay, then that means you
Some
would
people
not have
did
had
not
a
even get
problem.
space.
You wouldn't have
Some
had
people did not
problems
get
with people
space.
paying if that's the
So
case.
the whole thing was poorly planned. They just wanted to be like, oh, black people, black business. We gave them an avenue, probably write in the portfolio of their company and be like, yes, we're for the community. You know, all these things quite shady. They use all these things to probably get loans and all these things. So it's smart. That's why Tiffany was actually side eyeing them, because Tiffany works in all this. And if they were being for real, Tiffany should have been sitting
Yep.
on that panel.
They should have brought
Hmm.
Tiffany on. They should have even like ran their ideas past her. They should have, because she seems to be one of the people with the experience to begin with. And also, I feel like production is doing Tiffany dirty because Tiffany seems to be the one who they don't really show what she does, her business. And it's not right because you guys want to make it seem like she doesn't have anything going on when she's one of the ones that actually have a lot going on outside the show compared to
Hmm.
all the. So instead, you guys continuously show us these people. Did you see how Marsau was struggling
Marcel could
to
not
answer
even.
that
Oh
question?
my
Oh, he
god!
was
He could have
Just
struggling
say,
just
so
said,
bad.
you know,
just
this is
say
actually
that's not
funny
my
because he could have
expertise.
just yes,
Let me
or I
pass it
have a
on to
friend.
someone else. Does
Yes, he could
anyone
have
else
passed this
have an
question
idea about
off
that?
to this girl. He
Tiffany.
just I'm telling
Oh
you,
no,
it was so
pass the
ridiculous.
question off to Tisha. Tisha has all these degrees. You have all
She
these
doesn't
degrees.
know
What are
that.
they for? Like,
She
honey,
doesn't
no.
know
I'm
that.
starting to feel like you got your degrees from DeVry or something, honey. Like, no. These degrees, I'm really questioning and I'm side eyeing you because how is it that you have them, but you yourself don't even know what venture capital is? When it comes to
Right.
certain things, you should have answered. Marcel shouldn't have answered. He was sitting there looking stuck, like
And
he no,
a
he
hundred
didn't know
percent.
what he was talking about, and it made them look so bad.
And the thing is, there's no reason for you to answer a question you don't know the answer to. You could honestly, no one has all of the knowledge. You don't always have all the answers. You could have said, that's a very good question. That is not my area of specialty because this is the way I've done things. However, we know we have a bunch of business owners in the audience. Is there
Hmm.
anyone that has experience of dealing with this? Full
Right,
stop. Right? And then let it be an interaction where someone else, Tiffany would have probably said yes and explained what you needed to explain. But
Yeah, she was
you
willing
answering
to
the
be
question,
involved.
exactly. You answering the question and not knowing the answer just made you look stupid.
well, and that actually would have been smart. Like, why? Honestly, I feel like they didn't have Tiffany on the panel or even in the meetings because they knew Tiffany would have asked the questions that they still couldn't answer, and
And
things
yep.
definitely wouldn't have went. It wouldn't have went how it was because Tiffany knows finances and she knows about venture capital. She knows about sponsorships, all the things that they had no clue about. Even Mel was trying to help them, and they still was like, no, we don't want to do this and we don't want to do that. No, you should have got Mel up there. If you would have actually listened to her, it would have went a little bit better. And if you would have had Tiffany up there, you could have had questions answered properly. But yeah, even if you can't answer, because like you said, nobody knows all the answers, but they did have people in the audience. Martell, you went out there in the audience. You knew that there were people out there. Hey, look, there's people right here. Let's ask these people
Martell did not
something.
even want to be there. Martell did not want to be there. Immediately
He
he
didn't
found
want to
out
be
that
up there
Mel was
because
not
he
going to
knew
be
Also,
on that
Mel
he didn't
wasn't
stage.
going
want
to
to
be up there.
answer. Also, he knew he couldn't answer any questions. So instead, I would take the mic to give the people in the
Because that
audience.
was so stupid. How
I
would a
know.
panelist be giving
Get
people
up to give
microphone? At
people
that point,
mic.
I was like, that made no sense.
I,
That's the job of
Right.
an usher.
yeah, and guess what? Because he knows he has nothing to speak on. And he knows it's going to come out. So guess what? I'm gonna be helpful. I give them the mic instead and hold the mic for them. When someone
You
else,
see the fact that
yeah,
continue.
when someone else in the group could have literally done that, someone else in the audience, someone else that helped them set up could have easily done that. That's the job of literally someone else. It's not someone that is on the panel sitting down that would then get up to be like, oh, let me pass you the mic. Like, seriously, bro. You're just trying to avoid answering questions because you know you don't have the
Right. And you see that after he realized when he seen that Mel was sitting out there and wasn't going to participate, oh, he didn't want to participate then. Oh, well, then, she's not going to be up here. I'm not going to be up here. Why? You're your own person. And it made no sense to me,
I
him
mean,
not wanting to promote any of his
why?
businesses. Why would you not promote Ines Wine?
Even Maurice was like, Maurice had to just say that Mel was actually brain because she's the marketer. How would you have a wine that is struggling to get off the ground and you're like, oh, but I want to give other people the opportunity to promote? Hell no. Business is competition. I don't give a damn if my friend is doing the same business with me. I care about my own business. If you want me to borrow you money, I will, but I will promote my business before you.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Right.
To be honest, I feel like he had run out of wines, I'll be honest. Because it just seemed like a tired ass excuse. Like, I'm sorry,
Probably he's
oh,
drinking
I
it
want to give
alone.
other people. Yeah, and Mrs. Marlene. Like, I think it's just an excuse. There is no way on earth you're telling me you can't simply come and have a display of wines. What would it cost you? And then you're saying you're not trying to be selfish. What if they like people? That's like saying, oh, I'm not going to have my own wine because there's already wine in the market. It doesn't make any sense. So I feel like
Right.
it's an excuse, to be
You're
completely
at
honest.
a business event where people are promoting their business. This is the time where you promote your business. Why wouldn't like no, it just makes no sense. And you can tell like you definitely was not the brains at all in the relationship. We know Mel was all of that. Like it's like he can't even function properly. He can't think properly. He can't speak properly. It's like his function is just malfunctioning. It's just not working.
Do you
And
know
it
what I
makes
think? I think he
no
was
sense.
a figurehead. You know, one of those people that are like, they do nothing, but then to keep up appearances, they stand next to you, they smile, they wave.
And we
That
do
is
Mm-hmm.
that
what Mattel is.
again.
Mattel is like, there are no brains there, right? He just
Mm-hmm.
stands there and like follows your lead. You see that the image of the supportive husband and the supportive father.
Mm-hmm.
That's all he knows how to play,
You
right?
know, reviews, you actually hit that on the head because every single time he speaks, he's like, oh, I motivated Mel to do this. Oh, I motivated Mel
Mhm.
to pursue this dream, to put this show up there, to do this business, to do that. But why can't you motivate
But
yourself?
yourself.
Right.
Because
Matter of
someone
fact,
like
why can't
Mel,
you motivate Arionne? Why can't you motivate yourself or anybody? Like you said, you made Mel. Like
the
how many
motivation.
times? Right. How many times has he said he's made Mel? I made her. Even Carlos was trying to act like Martell made Melody, but you
And I'm
can't make
like,
sense of anything else.
self.
Like you can't make anything else. Seriously?
And you can't make yourself, but you can make everyone else. Like, no.
Yes. Mm-mm. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't match up. I'm sorry. I don't buy it. Just like nobody's buying your wine, I'm not buying that. No.
He and Miss Marling are probably the only ones buying it. Because she by
They
sure
they're over there
not
making
because she
margaritas and slushies with that
ain't
wine.
buying
There,
no
I don't
wines.
even.
She by Sheree ain't buying no wines, honey. We know that girl.
Uh-uh.
So,
Like he said, she's in California with her friend. She stopped
mhm,
answering my calls. I bet she did
mhm.
because she needed some real BDE.
Funny.
Did you see the way they were mocking him by asking that whole charade question?
Is your special guest coming?
Read into it.
Mm.
Oh God.
And did you see how they also kept saying, "Oh, maybe she's just can't make it,"
Yeah,
maybe
maybe she's at
bad
church.
reasons. I was just like,
Yeah.
you guys are dumb. And the
Yeah,
fact
maybe
that
she's at
you
church.
guys
Maybe
are
her
his
phone
friends,
died.
I'm like, the
Yeah,
fact
it's
Yeah,
that
there's a
you
Wednesday.
time
guys are friends
difference. I'm
is
like, come on, dude.
baffling to me.
Right. And
It's
when they
baffling
said
to
that,
me.
I was like, stop it. I'm in California. The time difference ain't that bad. Like, come on. Stop it. I can
Mhm.
answer my phone. Like, especially on a Wednesday. Come on, man. I know they have Bible studies on Wednesdays, but you can still answer your phone.
Mhm.
Hello,
Come on, she's
me.
probably at church.
Church. I was just like, come on, with that cheeky smile and grin. I was just like, Mattel, these men are not your friends. But to be fair, you're not a friend either. So, like, whatever.
Not at all. He doesn't even know how to spell friend. He probably spells friend with two E's and an I and puts a 20 in there somewhere because I don't know, for some reason
And
20
things
is
of that nature.
just right and things of that nature. Like, wait a second, this doesn't even go together. I don't understand this.
Make it up. Mm-mm.
He was a kid at school that used to eat the glue. Like I could see him eating glue.
I can see that too, to be honest. I can definitely see that too.
But look at
See
Marcel's
this
face. Like
comment.
you could tell he was just he was too excited about that. Like
Yeah.
yeah,
And you know the
Marcel
funny
doesn't care. They're mocking him.
Maurice
He's yeah.
Maurice tried to help him several times in this in that episode several times. He tried to give him like hints, but
Mm,
Martell's brain is like blocked entirely. And yes, I
yep.
agree with this comment. He doesn't actually care. He just wants to be amongst them to tell, as usual, what does he tell Mel? At least I can keep friends. And hello,
Mm.
Mrs. Because
Yeah.
that's the only
Yeah, that's the only thing
friends
you
that
can
was
say.
nothing.
I'm like, with friends like this, who needs enemies?
I'm
Like,
telling
I'm
Right,
just.
but
you.
right, are they even really your friends?
Mm,
Are you really their friends? Because it seems like y'all are only really around because y'all got dirt on each other.
mm, mm,
Because I know that Martell's got dirt on them, and they really don't want it to be out. Because hell, I still have the screenshots from when Martell and Arionne was going back and forth about letting out the secrets about Marsau and his relationship with one of her best friends. So,
mm,
I mean,
mm,
didn't he sleep with Latisha's makeup artist?
mm-hmm.
Everything is just under the wraps. Everybody just trying to not offend each other so that when the hate is not too much, they're not going to talk too much, basically.
Right.
Hello, hey, hey. That is just really
Hello.
crazy. But seriously, am I the only one who thinks that Mel's brother needs to have like more sins? He's actually hilarious. The way he was
Oh,
really playing those guys, he needs to come on with his husband or whatever. Like they need to make,
he is
but
so funny. I really enjoyed him, even though it was such a short while. I know we haven't gotten to that part yet, so I'm not going to say much yet. But I really enjoyed him. Yeah. And bless Melody. Melody actually came there with like really good energy. Like
Mm-hmm.
all things considering, despite all the things that these people have done to her, like is a testament of like someone who is just like, "Do you know what, push through. Might not like to be around these people, but push through." So yeah, it was just nice to see her good energy come through and even like check out Tisha's kids store and all of that. So I just thought that was nice.
and I don't know why they did not take a lot of time showing the kids stuff. I know that they've shown it before, like 2 episodes back, but I thought they were going to spend more time promoting it. And did you see the shades they threw at Madoni? Woo! Ta.
No, they're going to promote that just like Martell promotes that wine. They're not going to promote it because it's not a real line, y'all. Like, okay, it's not real. It's
Mm.
not real. It's another scam. It was another get rich quick scheme. She felt like she could be Mel or Stormi and come out with a hair care line. See, Tisha felt or feels that because her kids have long hair and they're pretty, that automatically people are going to buy their hair care. Like, oh
Mm.
my God, because they have long hair, let's buy their product because it has to be their hair care product. No, baby, it's jeans. Okay? Let's just throw this out there. It's jeans. You have good hair, which probably came from your father's side. Okay? We're just gonna put that all the way there. Now,
Sorry,
and
Wanda.
and and I'm gonna throw this out there because you try to say that you was doing this hair care line what in 2018 or something that she said she was doing this.
Mm.
Um, if
I
that's
just
the case, that means that youngest baby was technically a baby. So you're telling me you had her around chemicals and all this stuff as a baby in the kitchen? Make it make sense.
mm-mm.
No, that it doesn't. Mm-mm. No, honey.
I at least fact check. Like, just sit down and think. Okay, let's think. Does this actually make sense? Like, you can't just be lying like that.
Right. I don't know if she thinks people are like they think like her, like, oh, they're not gonna know. Honey, we saw in the episode where they put labels on
Labels.
top of another person's bottle
Mm-hmm.
with
You could
your labels.
do it from home. This is the thing. These people have shown us multiple times that they're incompetent when it comes to business. Why couldn't you freaking stick on the labels before you left your house? Why did you have to bring it and show that online? Like, seriously. Ugh.
It's the
Right.
same reason why they were asking for $100 in the venue.
Mm, sure.
Like, right. Like I would rather buy hair care products from somebody. Let me see your journey. Let me see that you actually, might have had some, you know what I'm saying, some trouble with your hair growth, or you had thinning hair. You had something, you know what I'm saying? Let me show that you actually went through, you know, going through products, or going through the chemicals, and going through the whole, mixture of finding what it takes to actually find the right formula for the products. You can't just put some stuff together, slap a label on it, and think that just because you look a certain way that people are going to buy that stuff. It doesn't work like that. And I feel like that's what she does, and that's what she's continued to do. It doesn't work like that. So no, I don't feel like they're going to really promote it, because honestly, production knows that it's not a real product. Because, and also another thing, you went on live, and people are asking you like, "Hey, what's in the product?" You can't
And
even tell us.
you have to buy the product to see what's in it. Like, seriously.
I'm sorry, black people. No, you got to tell us what's in some stuff.
Yeah, you have
Say,
to be
no,
transparent.
excuse me. No, 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 ma'am. I need to know.
No
At
one is
least give me, at least give me three ingredients.
Yeah, no one is asking you for the percentages of what's in it. They're just saying give us the ingredients. Tell
Right.
us what's in it.
You don't
That's
even know,
it.
because it's not your product. If you was in the kitchen from all this time, back all these years, you was in the kitchen, you was whipping it up in the kitchen, you was making this product, you will know verbatim what was in it, because you took that time, you took the effort, and you put in the work. So you're gonna know, because you've done this by hand. But you don't know, because you didn't do this. This was Stormi's product that you put your labels on, and you thought that you was gonna push it out to sale. No. I wouldn't be surprised if she bought Seventh Avenue products and some Sugar Mama products, and tried to put her label on it and said that it was hers.
Because if you're going to do that, right? If you're going to do that, then don't start giving us this backstory that is not true, because then you look like a liar when we find out,
Right.
right?
Telling you,
Just,
just like Sheba Sheree, just
yeah,
put it out and shut up.
just put it out. Exactly. Put it out and shut up. That's it. There's no
Right.
need for all these like backstories and trying to stir up this, oh, I've been doing this for such a long time, hard work, sweat, and tears, when that's not true. Like, stop playing in people's faces. The truth is,
Like this.
people don't care that you're using some other person's label and slapping your label on it. People just care whether or not the product works. So stop giving like
And if
a
it's
sub
very
story.
affordable.
Exactly. Stop giving a sub story just so that people can buy your products when that's not the truth.
Hmm. Right. And then also, and this is also a thing that you have to understand, there are a lot, like, people are sensitive to a lot of stuff. You
Mm-hmm.
can't just put stuff out, and you can't just expect people to buy it, because we do really need to know what's in it. I'm sorry, I'm not just putting anything in my hair, because if my hair starts falling out, and then I try to come to you about your product, and you're telling me, oh, well, you didn't know what was in it, or, you're acting like you don't care, that's a whole nother problem.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're getting the F rating at the Better Business Bureau, because you're not being businesslike.
Yep.
You're not standing by your product. At least create a product that you can actually.
Oh, I think she's out.
Oh, I think she dropped off. Yeah, it's probably
Yeah,
the network.
yeah. So what do you think about Martell
What it's for, who it's
and the
for.
conversation? Your picture logo is out. I don't
Like,
know why.
Your
yeah,
We
avatar
can't
is
see.
gone.
Yeah, we
yeah,
can't see your avatar.
yeah. It was just all bad. Look at Marcus's face. I love Marcus.
I know.
I love
I
Marcus.
love him.
Uh, I wish him and his husband would be on the show more, honestly. And even if not his husband, him, like, Marcus brings a lot to the show too.
He
Did you
does.
see
He
the
does.
flashbacks? Nah,
Yeah.
Martell is insane. If you talk to me like this, you won't even
Mhm.
be able to. I won't be able to stay in your presence. But you obviously understand. Marcus is obviously older, and so he's used to assholes. She's
Mm.
not really bothered by Martell. But that the flashback of him telling Martell that, oh, the kids said they wanted me to be their father, that was just really shady. I keep going. I'm like, this Marcus dude is actually a very shady person. And it's even the audacity of Mattel to say, with your help.
Oh,
Dude, you said
he's
you didn't want this guy to be around your children.
so what help do you need from him?
Right.
Are you serious? Like, I don't understand. Like, he's a madman. I'm actually like, really believe it. You have to be mad because how can you stand in this man's face and say, with your help, when you are taking his sister to court for full custody and you're saying you don't want men watching your kids when you know the
Right.
only that watches your kid allegedly is him? So what is your issue, he and his husband, right? So it's like, what is your problem? How
Because
patronizing
he's
is
probably gay.
I still can't get
He
over
loves his
how is it that
husband.
you are mad about Marcus watching your children, who is family, who has been around these children, who's been in their lives, who's watched them several times before, but yet you will let your side chicks and any other person that you are sticking your dipstick in, you will let them watch these kids and be around them, knowing that they don't even like your children. You don't know what kind of harm or ill in like ill feelings or what I'm saying, harmful thoughts they might have towards your kids, but yet you have them around.
mm,
Like it's so crazy. Him saying, I do not want my children around a man and man relationship. Dude, when they're walking on the road, they will see that man and man relationship you do not want them to see. Rather better for them to see a positive one than get used to the one they will see on TV. So I don't
Hmm.
understand what you want.
Right. But
and the
honestly,
thing
I'll
is,
tell you something. If Martell would have talked to me the way he talked to Marcus, he'd be going and getting his teeth fixed again.
yep,
Probably
Hmm.
getting new Botox.
yep,
Yeah. Like he wouldn't, yeah. Because no, Martell, he puffs his chest out too much. He thinks that because he works out that he's big, bad, and tough. No, honey, I'm sorry, but the way your arms look, it looks like you can't even swing fast enough. Like, no, baby, ooh, I, it would. Ooh, I don't listen. I don't condone violence. Chuckles, chuckles. I don't condone violence, but Martell needs his tail whipped. Like I would just like just one time, just one good one, just one good one. I just want. He just deserves
to whip his
after
ass.
all the stuff that he's done. He deserves a good ass whooping,
Yeah, like just give him a little something.
just a little bit,
Reset him,
humbling. He needs
reset him.
one of them humbling ass whoopings that you just like. Oh man, I will never do this again.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is, what's more upsetting is the fact that Marcus used to look after the children when they were married, right? But all of a
Mm-hmm.
sudden, now that you're no longer married to her, as a way to make her life more difficult, you're saying no, you don't want him around the kids. But when he was around you guys, why didn't you say something then? Why is it all of a sudden you don't want him watching the children? What would he do to those children that he's taking care of in the past? Seriously. You
Right.
but yeah. And also,
That
what's to stop someone like, Marling from doing something to the kids, Arionne from doing something to the kids? You don't know that for certain, right? You are trusting
right.
your family members the same way she should be able to trust her family members around the children.
But that's what I'm saying. Marcus is a family member. He loves these children. We know that he loves them and they love him.
Mm-hmm.
But Martell has them around Arionne. We know for a fact Arionne does not like them kids. Them kids don't like her.
Yep.
And she doesn't like their mother. So there's no telling what she would do. She's young, she's vindictive, she's right. There's no telling. So who
Like
would you trust more?
you shouldn't even bring the children around that kind of woman, someone that does not like their mother.
She's
That's a
not
Not
even
at all.
mentally stable.
sure.
I
Allegedly.
feel like Marcus is safer. I would rather have my kids around Marcus all day long than an Arionne. Period.
100%.
Nah, Sahara, you are crazy.
Yes.
I need
Mm-mm.
I would, yeah.
no, but
Yep.
Martell.
Marcus is rich and comfortable, and yep, comfortable being a bisexual man, and probably Martell can't explore. Martell is exploring his sexuality. Trust and believe. He's exploring his G spot's been hit. It's been tickled. He gets it tickled. Trust and believe. Listen, trust and believe. He giggles a little. Mm-hmm.
And it definitely is not from Sheree. I'm just
It's
saying.
definitely not from Shrek. It might have been from Shrek a couple times because she looks like she carries more BDE than he does.
Ooh! Imagine Sheree's like slapping Martell's ass. Oh God. For giving that visual. Oh gosh.
She looks like she
Not
pulls his ears
Martell
from
hit
the back.
bottom. No, no. Mm-mm.
She straps on from
So
the
what
back and pulls his
is
ears. Uh,
Mm-mm.
oh my goodness.
but funny enough, as much as I feel like Martell's brother is a felon or criminal, whatever, he seems like a nice man that just like probably lost his way due to the unavailability of a good
Role
guardian
model.
or
Mm.
role model. Yeah,
Yeah, no,
seems
I
like a
agree.
very sweet man, and it's quite obvious that he knows that his brother is not shit.
Yep. Because see, his interaction with Melody was like big sis, little bro, bro. It was
Hmm.
such a nice moment. It was
Yeah,
such
you could tell that there was like a different love there between them. Um, like you could tell he definitely respects Mel, and and she still sees him as a little brother.
yeah.
Like
Probably
even though
because he knows
her
that
and
he's the
Marcel are
one that
going
was
through.
making. He knows that probably because he's not making all the money, doing everything, and he can no longer take glory.
Mm-hmm. But me,
Yeah, but
I feel like Carlos will forever give Mattel that glory that he does not deserve. But
I mean, did you see the way he was like, "Oh, why is Mel sitting in the why is Mel sitting with the
in
people
the
in the
crowd,
audience?
audience,
Why is
is she
she not?
gonna
Why
speak?
is she not
I'm like,
having it?" I
dude,
was
mind
like,
your
why is she not
business.
up here? Oh, Mel's not up here. Oh, I don't want to do it. No, I don't want to do it.
Like, shut up.
like what's Mel? If Mel is on the panel, what's the difference? What's going to happen?
Right. Like, did y'all think y'all was gonna what? Did you expect to sit next to her? Like, and I feel like it was the fact, like, so you had, Tisha and Marsau come out, you had Kimmi and Maurice come out as the Scotts. So he was feeling like, oh, Mel and Martell could come out as a couple because they are technically the comeback group in the core six, but Mel wasn't a part of it. So he felt out of place. Y'all
Mm,
are no longer a part of each other. I'm sorry. I mean, yeah, y'all have kids together, but it's not Mel and Martell anymore. It's you're
yeah.
Martell, he's Mel.
I think also he's used to being in her presence and having this sense of identity and validation from being around her. And so I think the fact that he's not next to her, he feels like, oh my God, inadequate. And yes, he is inadequate, in my opinion, because he's never really been the brains. And the thing is, if you know you're not the
Absolutely not.
brains, then you don't mess with the brains because the brain's gonna leave you and find someone else. Two good heads are better than one, but one good head and one terrible head. We know what that is.
But his head was never good.
Exactly, he's the bad head. Like, he's the bad head. That's why I feel like now she's moving on to have someone else who is on the same level as she is, because he has never been on her level, in my opinion. Never ever.
Yeah.
And I don't think
I
he
think
would ever.
the only reason he was able to bag her was because they were young. She met him when she
Yeah.
was 22. I think
Hmm.
that's the only
Young
reason.
love is a very
Yep.
strong thing.
Because I don't believe
Absolutely.
her in a grown age will have anything to do with Martell's crazy ass. ever.
Yeah. And that's like she definitely met him, of course they were young. And Martell's teeth was messed up. He didn't have no money. He was failing in classes. Like Melody made this man. Period, point blank. It has come out. It's been said. He has even said it over time. Like she would help him with his homework, helped him with school. Like, come on.
But
There
somehow
is
And
Carlos
that's
is.
why, yeah, that's why it amazes me that he was a special ed teacher and he's still
Mm.
this way. So I'm like, I don't
Maybe
understand. What was
Melody
he
was
teaching?
prepping his notes, and like they had
Listen,
to
he was a
practice that
special ed
homework.
teacher because he's special ed. He
Mm.
Woo!
could understand. He was there with them. So he was like, you know what? We gonna help each other. Them kids was
Mm-mm-mm.
helping him. He thought that he was teaching them. No, they was teaching you. I couldn't see him being no teacher. Mm-mm. See now, PE. Now, if he was the gym teacher, yeah, I could see him being a gym teacher. Yeah,
Definitely, me too. I can see that, but like, what were you teaching these people? And like, why do you struggle to speak if you were a teacher? Because teaching involves some sort of public speaking, no?
yeah,
Like, yeah, I definitely think. Yeah, I agree with my reviews and thoughts. He's probably used to being in her shadow because she's a talker, 100%. And I think
right.
he gets that support from being in her presence. Her presence was enough to carry him because he didn't have to do a lot. She was the
Yeah,
one carrying them. And I think that's what it is. So all that excuse that he was giving Carlos, oh, let my wife shine, is because he didn't know what to say. He had nothing to say. He did not have the ideas. She had all of the ideas.
I made a post. I uploaded a video like a month ago, maybe 2 months ago. Um, Actually, it was one of my earlier videos, and I said that Martell wants to be a housewife, and that Carlos King wants to be the groom.
Mm.
Now, it's so
So
crazy
might as well
because
marry.
it's so crazy
Carlos will be
because
so happy.
on the Queen Sheba interview, Martell basically said he wants to be a housewife. He
Mm.
wants someone who's going to take care of him, protect him, provide for him, cook for him. He wants to be Martell wants to be a housewife because he can't do. Martell really isn't like the manly man. He looks the part, but he's not the part.
Hi, Yvette.
Hello, who's that? But
Hello.
yeah, he's definitely like no, Martell's a housewife.
Look at this comment. Can we talk about how Mattel looked like he was about to go out or go
Yes.
upside? Oh my god, like the way I have a
Yes.
picture
Yeah.
of that. I thank you, thank you. I have a picture of that. Let me move back. He was so mad. He
Hmm.
was pissed.
Yeah.
He was pissed.
Yeah, he kept looking over there like, what are they talking about? Why are you talking to her? Like, almost timing it too. Like, damn, they're talking too long. What are they talking about? Martell is
He knows
very,
that they
very
have that
jealous.
kind of relationship.
Ugh. Look at, he just looks like he wanted to go over there and just like, all right, bruh, enough. Like, you're talking too much.
Honestly, like the cameraman kept going back and forth to him, and he was pissed.
He was. He looked so jealous, so angry. Like, how dare him, my brother, be talking to Mel? Like, I'm like, what is your problem, sir?
Right, right.
Like,
Like,
after
how
everything
dare
you've
you?
done, how dare you? Ah, yeah, you can't make it up, honestly.
Mm-mm. Pictures. Pictures speak 1,000 words, and let me tell you, this right here is saying I am jealous, I am angry, and you have your Mel is everything that he wants. Mel, like I don't honestly, I don't see him really getting married to anyone else. And if he does get married to someone else, he's still going to think of Mel because I really don't feel like he's going to find anyone that can fit Mel's shoes.
I mean, did you see his life? He kept saying, I'm single. And then Mel revealed that the ring he has been wearing all around, is actually the ring from their marriage. So I'm like,
Wedding.
Mm-hmm.
why is he wearing the ring?
I
Because
saw someone calling
He wants to be
Mrs.
Mrs.
Rogers.
Rogers.
I know. I saw someone calling Mrs. Rogers. I thought that's hilarious. He's
Yes,
never gonna be Mrs. Rogers. Yeah,
he
He
wants
can
to
be
be
Mrs. King,
right.
it's never too late. And
He could
Carlos was
definitely be Mrs.
protective.
King.
Carlos
and
was
we will not
protective.
judge.
Hmm.
Mm-mm. That is funny. Because I was like, wait a second. Why is he wearing this wedding ring knowing that he is not married? He's not even engaged. Like,
Guys,
I,
are you not thinking? No, a thought just came to my mind. Let's psychoanalyze this thing first. He started wearing this ring when he realized he was going to be in the presence of Melody.
Mm.
mhm,
Mm.
So what if he's doing something to trigger Mel? Because you know how men keep talking about women, they keep calling us like sentimental beings. What if he's
Mm.
mhm.
trying to trigger her sentiment to make her feel like, oh, probably he misses me. Maybe I should go back. Because it just dawned on me that he just recently started wearing this ring. And it makes it quite obvious that he's wearing the ring. Because every picture he snaps, the ring is always front focus of whatever he's doing.
It's the next
Yeah,
level of manipulation. He's literally trying to be like, oh, I want you back, and I'm not getting married to anyone. I still choose you. That ship has sailed, bro. Get over it.
yeah.
Get over
That's
it.
one of
After
those.
everything, the thing is, if he even took the L and took accountability and apologized, maybe she could have, maybe years later down the line, I don't know for if I'm just saying, right? But the way he's done nothing but dog her out, do the revenge P, do all sorts of horrible things to this woman, who in their right mind will ever go back to you after all of that? even if she's
Ariel.
crying at even if she's
Right,
crying at
Arionne.
home every single day, she will not go back to you because she would rather cry in private than look like a fool taking your ass back after everything you've done. The
Yep,
only person who
Arionne's
doesn't
only the
care is
stupid one.
Arionne, so go and marry her.
But he's not going to
But
marry her. It
is
was never his
wrong.
intent to even really be with her like that. He's mad as
Yes.
hell that he's not
Did you
with
see what he
Mel.
said? Did you see what
What
he
did he
said
say?
to the lady that sells the girl that was advertising her natural contraceptive or whatever? Yeah. It
Mm-hmm.
was like, oh, if you had
Mhm.
just met me some years back. Dude, stop.
Right,
You have
Mm-hmm.
condom. Just stop.
Stop, because
right,
you knew you didn't want to strap it up, but you wanted to be doing bareback, taking chances.
right. That's what I don't understand. Like, dude, men, if you know that your sperm works, you know you can have babies. Come on now. Why are you steady raw dogging a female and
Mm-hmm.
knowing that you're gonna come in her?
And
Like,
I'm sorry,
no,
that type of as well. Like that's who you're raw dogging. You're not even scared.
like, sir, you're married. You should not be raw dogging. One, you shouldn't be having sex with anybody else besides your wife. Period. Period. But if this is
Yeah.
what you say that you're going to do, at least have some type of respect to wrap it up. Because not only are you possibly going to get her pregnant, but you could call STDs. Those are very real.
Yeah.
But they don't like no. And when he made that comment, oh, should have. What did he say? Should have met you or should have thought about that years ago or something like that. Like,
I'm like,
dude,
I knew condoms worked. Like
Right. They had contraceptives back then. They've been around for a long time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's ways that you could have did this, and if she had, you know, let go of other ones previously, because she was pregnant several times before. If she had let go of those other ones previously, then that means that y'all was doing it several times like that, and you was not caring about no contraceptive.
Exactly.
So
And she was
And
clearly
that's why
fertile. So
stupid
why
having.
exactly?
I don't understand why people use abortion as a contraceptive. It's not
Mm.
right,
contraceptive.
Yes, it
Like,
ain't.
why must you wait till it gets to the stage where you have to do an abortion?
Mm.
There are
right.
pills, there's ICD, there are implants, there is condom, there are like so many things. Why do you
Some
have to get an
Mel, if you really
abortion
want to do
when you
that,
can
honey, it's a
protect
thing called swallow.
it?
Yeah, he definitely is mad.
Sure.
He's going to
Like,
forever be mad because Mel is not on his level, will never be on his level. And yeah, he needs to
right.
Mattel and move on. The thing is, life would be easier for Mattel if he just took accountability and freaking went and actually got some intense therapy, i.e., stay with them for like few years, like 3 years. Like he needs it. He needs to unlearn so many different things. Until then, nothing is going to change.
He doesn't want to unlearn.
He
That's
doesn't
the
And
want
he
to
part.
unlearn.
definitely doesn't want to do therapy.
And
He
and
never takes accountability.
the women that ride for him, we keep riding and blaming Mel for everything. They will
Hmm.
still see Mel as the evil woman that could not forgive, as usual. So it is what it
Yeah,
is.
he's definitely upset that Mel left, and I feel like he's wearing that wedding ring as a way to basically be like, you know, at
Girl, I
first
still think
I felt like
about you.
it was a ploy to be like, um, oh well, see, look, I can still be married, or I can get somebody else, or like a way to make her look at him like, look, I got somebody else who wants to be with me, or I'm off the market now. So nobody wants you. Nobody wants you, and Mel doesn't care. She could care less about you wearing a ring. And do you not think that she can't tell that that's the ring that y'all had when y'all was married?
Mm.
Like, she doesn't know this. She knows this.
She bought the ring.
Right. Like, she does not care
Exactly.
about you wearing that ring. That does not, it doesn't, like, it doesn't make her feel like she wants to be with you. It doesn't, it's not giving her that, oh, he's wearing the ring, so he really cares. He really misses me. That's not showing her anything different.
Mm.
And
100%.
what is that saying to Arionne? Like, are you, I don't know. He's just gonna,
Mm.
At
I
first, I
think
thought he
maybe
was trying to say he was married to Ariane just to try to keep her from being able to testify. But then I was like, nah, wait a minute, because this was recorded before all this had came out. So now that was just his way of trying to get Mel's attention to be like,
so.
hey, I miss you.
Was it recorded before the whole revenge piece situation?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
I
fine.
think it was the following week or so that the revenge porn. And did you notice that we never heard anything about the revenge peace stuff in the whole mid-season trailer?
Of course, Carlos will protect his boy. He gonna protect his boy if he does nothing else. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not surprised. I didn't expect to see it, to be completely honest with you. Knowing what Carlos would do for that man, I'm not surprised at all.
But wait,
Right.
why is Tiffany here? She's 9 months pregnant, heavily pregnant,
She's been
about to
working
give birth
for a good.
anytime soon. And then she's walking about. I was like, what's wrong with this lady?
She's trying to walk that baby out. Listen, I completely understand that, because being pregnant, once you get to a certain point, you try to get that baby out. You will walk around the mall for hours.
Um,
You will just honey, you will try to do whatever it is to get that baby out. Just like she said, she told Lou, like, hey, can we fuck? Like, okay, can I get some? I'm gonna need you to come knock this baby down. Look, it. I understand her when it comes to that being that far along and so close. Now, when you're on bed rest though, and you're having complications, and the doctor's telling you like, hey, you don't need to move around, you need to be in bed. That's different. If the doctor has told her that she needs to be in bed, she doesn't need to be moving around, she needs to just, rest up, then yeah, she should have been resting. But other than that,
Yeah,
honey, move around and drop that baby low, baby. Ooh, honey, I understand you. Because
I think
being
she's a
pregnant, you just be
workaholic.
tired and ready. Just drop it.
You're just ready to drop the baby. Yeah, I think she's a workaholic. I think she can't actually help herself. She's just one of those people who want to work, who would find something, some sort of something to keep themselves busy. I think that's who she is. On the,
Mm-hmm.
I get the impression that even after dropping the baby, she's probably already back and doing so much work already. Lou's
Yeah, six
probably
weeks. I don't
angry.
see her waiting that 6 weeks to be off work to try to.
Yeah, I don't see that happening.
No. I would hope so, though. Like, as much as she wanted to have a baby, I would hope that she, you know, took the time to kind of really go through the whole bonding process and
Mm,
things
Yeah,
like
because if
that.
your child doesn't bond with you, it will actually show when the child grows. And I wish more parents actually knew this, that the first 2 years of a child growing up is actually crucial to the kind of adults that child will be. The thing is that
yeah.
they
Hmm.
really do not teach this in the hospital, and most, well, unfortunately, people do not have an idea about that. So, Stormy, I don't understand this Stormy and her second child storyline because I'm like, it's giving fake. I get the whole, you had a traumatizing birth, and you
Yeah.
hemorrhaged, and if you hemorrhaged, I'm telling you, there's no way you will want to get pregnant again. It's a
Mm-mm.
health scare to the nurse, a health scare to the doctor, a health scare to the entire family. So for her to then bring this as a story, and I'm like, girl, are you for real, or you're just in a, because the only thing they're going to do is to use a surrogate, because it took her time to even get pregnant with the first child. So
Mm,
obviously there's an issue there. So I
Mm-hmm.
don't know why they are using this kind of delicate topic as a storyline, because it was a very obviously faked.
mhm.
That's
Yeah,
just my opinion.
it's
Any other
sometimes.
person can have a different opinion than me. Just saying.
Do you know what? I thought it was an emotional scene, but I get what you're saying. And the reason I say that is that her saying that she didn't know all of that was happening, I was like, okay. But then I'm sure that this would not be the first time you've spoken to your husband about it, or your husband has spoken to you about it. And so the fact that she was acting like this was the first time she was hearing about that experience was what made it seem fake for me, right? Because I was like, okay, if that ever happened to a family member, of course I understand letting them heal and stuff. But there will come a point where we will talk about it. It's not going to be at the point where she's saying she wants another kid. Would have had this conversation at some point, right? And so
Mm-hmm.
that was one thing that I thought was a bit odd. But also it seems that for me, the other thing that seemed odd was it seems their excuse about as to why, so Courtney's excuse about why he doesn't want a kid keeps changing. I don't know if you guys are picking up on that. So I think, was it the last episode when he was talking to his mom? He was talking to his mom about his upbringing and how that was impacting upon him wanting to have a kid. And so I'm like, okay, is it that? Is it this?
Mm-hmm. When he was
Is it
talking about his brother or his
exactly
sibling. Yeah.
that? So it just feels like they're just creating a storyline for us as they're going along. They're just like, yeah, I think let's sprinkle a little bit of it.
But what if he knew that him saying that because of the traumatizing birth she had, his mom would not see that as a valid reason, and so he felt like, oh, I need a storyline that my mom can relate to. I'll use that as an excuse for why I do not want a child. But for me, I think this should, I don't know, don't know. Maybe because I'm just not really buying it, but I'm trying to see from their perspective that if this was true, the reason why they keep changing their storyline is because they're changing it depending on the person they're talking to, and they're trying to make sure the person relates to him not wanting a second child. But it
I
is
would
fake,
think
which I cannot
But to be
say.
fair,
I just think it's
his mom
fake.
his mom seemed pretty chill. His mom seemed indifferent as to whether or not he needed. Does that make sense? It's not like his mom was saying, "Oh, you need another one," right? And that's what led to the conversation. It almost seems like he was the one that started that conversation, initiated the conversation. So yeah.
I feel like when it comes to his mom, like his mom's a woman, she's a mother, so she would understand more with her hemorrhaging and the
Mhm.
the health scare and her losing so much blood and all. I feel like she would understand that more than me and my sibling wasn't close and the relationship we had. No, I think she would understand the health scare more because as giving birth is it's a scary thing, and Black women, we lose our lives a lot giving birth. But I don't know, it does feel like storyline because there's okay, I understand. I do understand the health part of it. I understand the health scare, but there's ways around this. Surrogacy, adoption. If you guys want to have another child, there's ways to talk about having another child. Don't just stop with, okay, no, I don't want to have another child because you hemorrhage. Okay, well, let's have the discussion of, okay, well, you giving birth, I don't want to do, but let's maybe look into adoption or let's look into surrogacy or something like that. But I don't know. To me, it does just seem like you said, the story changes depending on who it is that they're talking to.
Mhm. 100%.
Yeah. But what her talking about the whole Tisha Marsau thing, I think it's necessary because I don't understand what Marsau's issue is with women. At this
Mm.
point, he just needs to get a wig, lipstick. He already has the breast, get a bra, and he's already set. Because the way he comes for women and looking at the whole mid-season trailer, him them saying, "Oh, but you're in women's business because you're making hair products." Hair
I'm like,
product is
that's
a
a flat. That
multi-million dollar business. Dude, shut the
that
fuck
read
up.
was flat.
You,
Flat.
Right.
Mm-mm. That read was flat. It fell down flat, in my opinion. I was like, seriously, with the hair business, he can buy you and your family, honey. Like, let's just start there.
Right. Remember, you and your family are broke. Y'all moved out of a house to move into an apartment so that y'all could renovate a house, but y'all are building on bedrock. Like, I don't know. Like your whole thing is just based on a lie. Like
Mm.
chocolate in a bottle is not even yours.
Yep.
Like, come on now. Y'all have nothing. And Marcel, all you do is stay in women's business. Like, I have yet to see you talk about any man's business.
Mm-hmm.
Like you are a female, period. Like you have legs, hips, and breasts, like a female.
Mm.
You are built like somebody's auntie. So like, no, he needs to stop that. Like
Mm.
that whole thing. And yeah, we'll talk about the trailer because I got some things when it comes to that trailer. Because that I'm sorry, the trailer pissed me off.
Mm. Yeah, nah, the trailer. Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
so,
Yeah,
but
this
nah,
right
this was
here.
my Stormy and Tisha were wrong. I don't care how anybody wants to play it.
A hundred
Stormy was
percent.
not right.
Yeah.
Tisha was not right. Stormy was not listening. She just came there to make Tisha look like a fool. But
Yep.
before we get into that, why was I actually commend Tiffany for addressing the fact that she felt bad because it's actually hard, honestly, that when you feel left out about something, for you to then come out and be like, oh, I felt left out. It actually takes balls
Mm-hmm.
to come out and say,
Mhm.
I felt left out about something. People would rather go backbite, say rubbish, oh, this person was pathetic, this person did not want to put me in. And you just start creating narratives in your head. Although I feel like the lies they cooked up to cover it up. Kimmi saying, "Oh, but they talked about you, but anyways, just got lost in transmission." Please, if
And I
you
don't
really wanted to
understand
talk
why.
about small business,
Mm,
she is the one you should be talking to.
yep. And I also don't understand why all of a sudden are you picking up that Kimmy seems to be the one spokesperson for Tisha all of a sudden. I'm
Kimmi
like,
is a
what?
Right?
spokesperson for everybody but
I was gonna say
herself.
Kimmy, but Kimmy's kind of
Yeah.
been the spokesperson for Tisha. She's always trying to act like she's a referee. Like
I'm like, girl,
Kimmy,
stay out
she's a referee for some everybody else, but yet you can't really referee
for
Maurice or
yourself.
Kyla.
I'm like, you can't referee for yourself.
Yeah, like no. I'm I'm sorry. I'm side eyeing Kimmy too. Kimmy, you're getting the side eye from me because, honey, you were a side chick. It's come out. Period. And like you can't. At first, it seemed like she was speaking her mind and really not for Maurice's shit at the beginning. That's what it seemed like. But now it seems like Kimmy's a pygmy.
To be honest, I've always
Kimmi is
felt she was a
desperate.
pick me.
I
I'll be
think
honest. I've always felt that way.
added with this cancer stuff, she's desperate to not be alone.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where, I was just like ruminating, like I was thinking in my mind, why would Kimmy be so desperate to keep this relationship? And I felt she's going through a terminal, no, not terminal anyways. She's going through cancer. Cancer can change any day.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, I would rather leave if today's my last day on earth, because that's what everybody with cancer would think. You have to
Mm,
live each day as if it's your last. So if this today's my last day, I would rather be married. I'd rather hold on to my marriage. And I think that's what is actually happening here. That's what's coming in play. Because if she was a healthy woman who was still living life, doing everything, I don't think she would take so much. I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt,
You
because the
definitely
way
are. You
she's
giving her a
coming,
whole lot of benefit.
yeah.
the way she's coming off to me is someone who is scared to be lonely while going through all this. I'm just saying.
Mm. I hear
See,
that, but
I
the
Benefit of
reason
the
can
doubt.
why
agree
I
with
don't
that just for
agree,
the fact that 7 years they was together and he was doing all of this
that's what I
7
was
years
about to
prior. He
say.
had nothing. She put his name on the deed to their house, to not even their, I'm sorry, her house before they were even engaged.
Yep, that's what I was about
No,
to
that's
say.
desperation. No, she didn't have cancer then. She wasn't sick. She was fine. She was healthy. She was still working. No, 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 no. No, you're giving, I'm sorry. In my opinion, you're giving King way too much benefit. Uh-uh.
Hmm. Completely agree. That's exactly what I was gonna say. I was like, she had 7 years of this. Let's be honest, Maurice cannot pretend. He cannot pretend for that long. So she knew
Uh-uh.
exactly who she was getting married to. And so I don't actually feel like it's something where she did not know what she was walking into. I think she's just mastered the art of keeping up appearances, dealing with
Hmm.
it privately and then coming out. But then now the cracks are starting to show. And that's why we're seeing it for what it really is. But from day one, I've
Right.
always thought she comes across as a pick me, in my
I
opinion.
I feel like the cancer is starting to show the cracks, if anything. Like I
Mm,
feel like her getting sick, like now it's starting to come out, like some truths are starting to be revealed now. Like even
mm,
though we might have seen some things or we might have felt like, oh well that some things might not look too right, but she kind of Kimmy would smooth things over to make you think like honestly, she would put sugar on shit. And you'd be like, maybe a little sweet. But now
yep,
you're like, nah, I smell it. No, I smell that. I know what that is.
yep.
So it can't be hidden anymore. So no, I'm starting to, you're definitely starting to see Kimmi for who she is. And I do agree with you that it takes a lot for, persons like Tiffany, to come out and say like, hey, I feel left out. Like it's especially when you're doing an I was about to say Espo, Lord have mercy, teacher.
I already started saying Expo. I've stopped saying it's the correct way.
The Espo.
That's the
So
thing. If
and
you
when you
listen to her long enough, you will start to speak like her.
the Espo and success. I'm like, girl, success, can you not say your C's? What is up with you? But yeah, and I'm gonna say something. Lord have mercy, she gonna keep wearing these jeans out. She gonna wear these jeans out, honey. You gonna see her in denim
I
jeans
mean,
until
she had a
She
mm,
paid good
BBL.
money
You
for
guys
it.
need to know.
Paid good money for it. She's like, you finna see my bum every time at business meetings. You gotta see that ass. Like, I'm like, girl, it's a business meeting. Like, no one cares. We're
hold
trying to
on,
focus on business.
hold on. I want to bring this up because this was not mentioned. I want to say this. Did
Mm.
y'all notice that at the expo, the outfit that Tisha had on was an outfit that Melody had wore previously, and the way her hair was the way that Mel had her hair previously.
Oh, I didn't pick
The
up on that.
white dress, the
Yes,
white
the white
yeah.
two piece outfit.
Oh, she's a
She came
Hmm.
copycat.
out that
Tisha
time.
Cat. Tisha will copy everything. Like, she's such a copycat. It's like Mel really is the blueprint.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. This girl is a copycat of all copycats. And before this episode even aired, it was brought out like, wait a minute, this is definitely a copy of what Mel has done. Like this girl will copy every single thing, and she's starting like it's not even that she's copying Mel now. Like I'm starting to see that Tisha copies any woman that she wants to be like. She
Yep.
copies everything.
Stormi now. Yeah. Mm-mm.
Like it's a difference when you want like you see somebody that you like and you're like, hey, I aspire to be like you, or you know what I'm saying? Like it's copying and or wanting to be like someone and completely copying them are totally different. Like you can want to be like somebody but still do your own thing and do it differently. But when you go from head to toe where your hair, your makeup, your outfit, your shoes, you want to walk like them, talk like them, everything you try to copy, it becomes, fatal attractionish. Even though that's not a word, but it is now fatal attractionish. Like it's like no, she's one of them girls you got to watch out for because she's the one that'll be hiding in your closet waiting for you to leave and then come out and sniff your pillow.
To be honest, my reviews and thoughts, she's done it a few times already. It's not a one-off thing. It's like a consistent thing that she has done. I can't think of all the outfits now, but there are so many outfits, honestly, that she's done. Um, and even things like choosing similar logos, choosing similar colors to anything Mel is doing. She's always done it. Now, back to this actual scene. Do you know what? Stormi and Tisha were both wrong,
Mm-hmm.
opinion. Because okay, Tisha came and was having the conversation. I felt like Tisha was also already on one, and Stormi was also on one. They were both prepared to give each to each other, right? So it's like it's almost like they already knew that it wasn't going well. Stormi was already in a mood. It was so obvious. Stormi was pissed. And then my thing is, Tisha, why are you trying to check Stormi? I actually think Stormi was respectful, in my opinion, at the when she checked Marsau. I actually thought she
Mm-hmm.
was respectful, right? So I can
Yeah,
imagine
she
how
didn't go too bad.
she didn't do too bad, right? I can imagine how Stormi would have felt. Imagine Latisha coming to her to check her about how she was addressing her husband after her husband was disrespectful to her, right? So I hear where she's coming from. However, Stormi took it too far when she was then like making It was almost like it was similar to what she did to Destiny and how they were both going back and forth. I don't know if you remember that. Is that patronizing?
Hmm.
And I'm like, there is no need for all of that. It's like, let's have a conversation and let's resolve it or agree to disagree. You can say, oh, this is how I feel about it, but there is no need for that, like that unnecessary anger back and forth. For what?
Right. Like, I don't understand. Like he said, Stormi didn't, go off on Marsau too bad at the event that happened. And I feel like honestly she was within her right to say what she said to him because he was wrong for coming at her. I didn't see him go to anybody else and ask for no booth, for any money. And even in the confessionals, when it was said there was one, two, maybe three, or more vendors who didn't pay. There was no you going up to them asking them about $100. I feel like he did that with Stormi because Stormi was the biggest one there.
Mm-hmm.
Out of all the vendors, Stormi might have been the biggest one. She had the biggest booth. So you wanted to that was a shakedown. You wanted to try to shake her down for that money. So she came at you and she came at you respectfully and it is what it is. Now, at this table, when it got heated, she did do how she did Destiny. Basically big bank take little bank. You don't have enough to talk to me. But what I will say is Stormi she was absolutely right. Now listen, I don't mess with Stormi, but Stormi was right when she said, listen, I donated my time for free.
Yep.
And you guys came at me about $100 for blueprint that y'all didn't tell me about previously. That was disrespectful, and I would have felt some type of way about it anyway. Now, Tisha, you wanted to come and say something, about it after this brunch and try to act like you gonna come check me now. Yeah, I'm gonna come at you with a little bit of attitude myself. But yeah, I think both of them was wrong because honestly, Tisha, why would you even come back and say something, try to check her about you didn't like the way that she said something about it? Your husband shouldn't even went over there and said something to her, period. Why is he always coming up to a woman trying to check a woman or trying to shake down a woman?
Yep.
When you told him no, you wasn't going to do it, he should have sat his ass back. There shouldn't have been no, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go over there and do it. No, he should have. No, wait till afterwards or something if that's the case. Or if you didn't do it beforehand, you don't do it during, and chalk it up. $100. Remember, y'all are the ATM. Y'all have millions. Y'all got all this money. What is $100 to a millionaire?
I actually personally think Mercer was the one that told T-shirt to go and check Stormi, in my opinion. This is my opinion. I have nothing to back it up. But I actually feel like, because at the expo, she could have said something if she felt that way. She said nothing. Right? But
Right.
all of a sudden, she's come back with a battery in her back, trying to check Stormi for how she spoke to Mercer. I just feel like it's a little convenient. So I actually think she was having a conversation with Marsau, and Marsau was like, oh, Stormi was disrespectful. You need to check her. She shouldn't be allowed to speak to your husband in that way. That's what I think happened. And then she came to then try to check Stormi. That's what I personally think happened.
Yeah, because you know
She ended
that
up
that
looking
teacher's
stupid, but she had to
definitely,
walk away.
yeah. But Tisha's definitely trying to do whatever it takes to keep Marsau on her side. That's why she's steady getting these BBLs because Tisha knows that Marsau is out here messing around and doing other stuff, and she's steady trying to stay relevant and attractive to him, but she's not. And I feel like she's trying to do whatever it is to keep his attention. Because for some reason,
Yeah.
I don't understand why she feels like she can't. Because listen, I feel like if Tisha got away from Marsau, now I'm not saying that she needs, you know what I'm saying? I don't want her divorcing her husband or this and the third, but listen, I feel like she could do better and become more by herself.
Yeah. But I
Like
don't.
I
Sometimes I also wonder, I feel like she doesn't have enough of an identity, or at
that
least she
as
doesn't know
well.
who she is. And so I think she's going to struggle by herself because she requires, I feel like she needs direction as a person. That's why she's easily manipulated and controlled by Wanda. That's why she's easily manipulated and controlled by Marsau. And that's why she's always looking to everyone for inspiration rather than looking inwards. And so I think the fact that she lacks that core self-esteem, self-identity, I think she's going to struggle to be by herself. Can
That's
she do
true.
it? Yes. But I think she will struggle.
Yeah, that's I agree with that. I feel like she doesn't have her own identity, and that's also, you know, why she tries to keep Marsau, because Marsau has basically told her who she is, and she feels has made her who she is. So without him, she doesn't know. She she is the Martell
Mm.
of the marriage.
Yep. She follows Marsau's lead. Whatever Marsau
Right.
wants, that's what she does.
So that's why I'm like, I don't understand how you have all these degrees, but yet what are they? They're literally, just like Marceau said, they're decoration. That's all they was just for decoration. Because I use them. You could be a millionaire. And I was like, what are her degrees in? What does anybody know?
I have
Now we
no.
know you said that you have all these degrees, but what did you go to school for?
Mm.
I
Mm-mm.
don't see. There we go. Another lie. Because honey, you can go. I didn't seen them myself. You can go to those like the thrift store or some of those what do they call them? Not the novelty store, but you can go to certain stores and you can buy a cap and gown.
You can actually.
And seeing how we seen that you will put a label over somebody else's bottle, I am not and would not be surprised if you bought a cap and gown just to just to have a storyline. Like, because I've not seen a degree. There's not been a mention of what you went to school for. And I don't understand how it is that because I seen that you went to school or you were starting to act like you were studying part of one season. And I only seen you study like one time in that one season. And then by the next season, you were graduated. Where? Because
Mm.
degrees normally take a few years. So yeah, I don't know. But yeah, when it comes to the whole Stormi and Tisha thing, yeah, they were both wrong. But Stormi should have been checking, or Tisha should have been checking Marsau, because after you told him no, don't go over there, it's not right. He should have never went over there.
Yep.
And I can't wait to see Courtney checking.
I'm looking forward to that scene. Like, I need to see Courtney check him properly.
Right. I hope he doesn't do like Lou.
I hope so too. I hope so too.
Because I'm sorry, I feel like Lou kind of chickened out a bit. He just, Lou keeps the peace, which is great. But as big as Lou is, I really felt like Lou might have came with a little bit more.
Oomph.
Right. Like, you do this, you know what I'm saying? So hopefully Courtney checks Marsau a little bit more. But Tisha doing all that. If this was me a couple of years ago, I'd be over this table. Girl, no, you wouldn't have.
Unless your mama is there.
Exactly. Now, if your mom was there, you would have caused a whole lot of ruckus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Tisha, yep, she trapped him.
Mhm.
with that pregnancy, because they got what, married after a month or engaged after a month or something like that of being together
Mhm.
because she was pregnant. So
Yeah.
yeah, it looks like a losing. I hope not. I hope he does not do Lou. I hope he. Courtney, I don't know. Courtney looks a little more thorough. Look, a little more. Mm-hmm. I don't
Mm.
know. Courtney looks a little more rough. He looks like he will definitely check Marsau. So yeah,
Yeah.
but so what do you guys think about the trailer? Like, just can we get those last last opinions of the trailer?
Hmm. I feel like it's going to act. It actually seems like part two is the interesting season. It looked really interesting. I think the part that really upset me is that Tisha is always going on about Kiki not supporting her, Kiki not defending her, Kiki not doing this. But what it looks like is every time Tisha gets an opportunity, she always exposes Kiki. Always.
Mm-hmm.
There's never been a moment where I've said, "Oh, look at Tisha protecting her cousin." Never ever. Even remember when she went over to Tiffany's house and was like, you know, literally like talking about Kiki. That's not protecting your cousin. It's not.
Right.
And but then if she did what you did, you would be crying and saying Kiki does not support you and Kiki's not a good cousin and Kiki is not loyal. But you're not loyal. Because how are you going to basically insinuate that maybe she's back on drugs when you could have kept quiet and said, "I'll speak to my cousin about and clear this up." That's all you needed to say as a loyal sort of cousin. How is Mel the one that's pretty much defending Kiki and saying innocent until proven guilty?
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, they're so. Would you say when you with that with family like that, you don't need enemies because you are so right. She's always talking about somebody not having her back, somebody not being there for her. But yet, I have never, not for her friends, not for her family, I've not seen her take up or have the back of anyone else.
Yep.
Like, she's all for self, and you're allowing everyone to talk about your family. You're talking about her. You're putting out false narratives about her, not even trying to find out the truth. You're
Mm-hmm.
making her life and her recovery, because Kiki is still in recovery, and she's not been in recovery for as long as most people.
Right.
So you're making it harder for her recovery by talking about her like this, by making her out to be as though she's on drugs now. That's something that pissed me off, is for them to make it like she's doing these things now, when all reality is, for those who follow social media and who really know what's going on in social media and, you know what I'm saying, in the streets, present tense, Tisha, baby, it's saying that you got an addiction too. Like, you're a klepto.
Mm.
So can we talk about that? And
Mm.
something else, I didn't like the fact that Tiffany sat back and was like surprised, or pretended to be surprised that this was coming out. Like, oh, yeah, it's all over the news. Like, oh my gosh, wow, how could this be? Tiffany, you're the one who put it out there.
Yep.
So why are you acting surprised? You're the one who did it.
I think Tiffany is there to act, man. She's like, they paid me and I'm going to work.
Right. Right.
Like that is what given. Tiffany does not care about nobody. Tiffany is there to act and give us a storyline this season. That is all she's there for. And the thing is, if Carlos wasn't protecting his boy, there would be so many different storylines.
Right.
But
Y'all putting Kiki
then,
stuff out there. Where's the rest of it? Where's the revenge P? I want to see Martell stuff.
exactly, I want to see the revenge P on the show. But no, they'll continue to protect Martell.
Yeah, this is crazy, but I like the fact that Mel was, Mel's like innocent until proven guilty. Like, nah,
Yep.
y'all are not.
For this BS.
Yeah, I'm not falling for this. Y'all are not gonna try to make her out to be something unless you have proof or unless it's proven. No, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, can't wait till the second part of, I guess. What is it still going to be season 6, or are they just going to go ahead and make this season 7?
It's
I
this
feel like
Yeah.
they're going to make it. Huh?
it's this season 6 because it's starting just September. That's like a month from now, so it's not really taking a long break.
Yeah,
Mm, yeah, fair enough.
yeah, but with their crazy selves, I wouldn't be surprised if they try to come back like, oh no, this is really season 7. Like,
Yeah.
wait,
Yeah,
no,
they
it's not.
confused a lot of us with this season 5, season 6 thing.
It's annoying. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. It's annoying. And also, we don't want a storyline. Oh, Mel hasn't spoken to me. Shut up. We don't care.
Right. No
She
wonder why
takes
Mel
right
hasn't
every
spoken
time.
to you.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. But yeah,
But yeah,
that's
So
interesting. So that should
that's
be.
all. Any closing words from anyone?
no, that was it. Let's just wait and see what happens with this BS with this part 2 on September. And I guess from here until then, gotta keep checking social media. And you already know we are going to keep bringing the commentary. And this is where the real show is social media and YouTube. So
Yeah. And also, like, guys, please subscribe to all our channels. Yeah,
absolutely.
I'm trying to hit the 1,000 mark soon. So, please subscribe, guys. And yeah.
Right. And I just hit 500. So I
Yay.
appreciate it.
Well done,
I'm trying
sis.
to hit that 1,000 as well. So yeah, make sure you subscribe to all of our channels, like our content. Please watch our videos so we can get our watch hours. You know, and we appreciate you guys being here with us. Whenever we do come live, when we do our panels, and just being on this journey with us, we appreciate you all.
Yeah, thank you so much, all. Thank you. And
So see you
Uta, feel
guys.
better.
Yeah, I hope so. Because I'm actually really tired.
Yeah,
Get some
So
rest. Yeah.
yeah. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you guys. Oh God, I wanted to say next week, then I remember tomorrow.
yeah, loving Minutes Detroit
See you
or
guys.
Real Housewives of
Then.
Atlanta.
Guys of Atlanta.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Evening, ladies. Bye.
Bye.